Could be Lord Jet. Right now, here we go. We're locked in. Nothing too crazy right now, right? And we kind of expect it to just stay at so. FCAP I did show lineup rating is really good for FCAP. They're covered with all bases.
Yeah, but that's in the context of a team fighting. It looks like early damage, control potential, all there. Crowd control, though, is what Fnatic Onic Philippines has in spades and what they have to be careful with if you're Falcons AP Bren. The Cho and the Aurora can just mess up their team fighting, but also, most importantly, how are they going to handle King Kong's Fanny?
That's the big question, isn't it? Let's throw it over with a cable. Whoop, to our casters.
Rev up those engines for the Retribution Rumble rematch. Falcons AP Bren, the Titans looking to stick one up to the undefeated Fnatic Onic Philippines. Leo and Ian bringing you the action. That's an interesting draft. You see that second ban phase?
Yeah. I mean,
they took away my boy.
Your Bane.
My Bane.
Your Bane. But I like this matchup once again. The Fanny of King Kong going up against Kyle TZ's Link. The one above all versus, what do we call Kyle? King Kong?
The Link Kong.
No, Sky King Kong.
Hey. Are we allowed to say that?
Sky King. It came from Renmar, though.
I mean, his Instagram is intact, so check out the emblem set that's being deployed by both of these squads. Again, it's not like Fnatic Onic locked FCAP out of a good hero. It's just, from Blue, I can say for sure, Coach, why not? Coach Hayes, they were in control.
Oh, speaking of control, Brusco goes in with the triple man knockup, and King Kong's answers with the steel cables. Might be able to go right after Fio as he brings him down, and Cyric picks up the kill.
See, I told you, Mr. Perez.
Wow.
That's a local of Signal Village Taguig. About the same neighborhood as I have growing up. Anyways, regardless, see, I told you, they were in control of the draft, so it's not like they gave FCAP bad choices. It's just they gave him choices that they were comfortable with.
Yeah, it's actually comfortable. A comfortable pick for Few again with the Faramis. A lot of times you see Few has those clutch Netherrealm moments, but wait a minute. Is King Kong really bothering Kyle TZ here? Okay, so here's the thing for Fnatic Onic.
All right, what's the thing?
They have a good initial setup coming in from Brusco or Kirk. But the beauty is, again, Super Friends with the Frigid Glacier. Again, it could be used as a counterattack if ever Falcons AP Bren manages to go with the Wild Charge Flicker combinations or a Glorious Pathway coming in for Flap TZ. Oh. So they really need to make sure that Kyle TZ here goes after Kelra. And wow, just like that, this is one of the few times we've seen Kelra use the Claude this season. Off to not a good start.
The gold standard got stood up. 2v1 all it took. Again, shades of what happened to Kusei in the final two games of that last bout we saw earlier today. Again, when a Ling catches onto you, and it doesn't even really matter who that gold laner is, helps that it's an early game spiking Harith. There's very little you can do, especially with a Purify.
It's the same story.
It's the same story. It's going to happen over and over again, especially with such mechanically gifted players on the map. Now, in trade for that, it was a free turtle for Fnatic Onic.
Yeah, I think that Fnatic Onic really got what they wanted, wanting to go for those turtle decks. Because again, when it comes to their graphics a while ago, the comparison between these two teams, in terms of objective controls, Fnatic has the edge. So Falcons AP Bren really want to, as much as possible, get neutral objectives, get the lead early on to activate Super Marco, especially since he has the winning lane matchup. This is a Harith that could dominate the early game.
Jose, you know what else they have the edge on? Fnatic Onic have the crowd on their backs. Very rarely do you see the kings of the world, the Titans of MLBB, being behind on stats like that.
Yeah.
What is that, 65 to 35 around theirs?
Yeah, it's a something, it's a new view, but
whoa,
look at King Kong forcing out the Temples and Blades from Kyle TZ. But to be fair though, inside the venue, here in Green Sun Hotel Makati, the crowd's leaning towards Fnatic, towards Falcons AP Bren.
You know what? That was true earlier, but now looking at the crowd, I can't tell you who's... Oh, wait, there's a kick.
Okay, here comes
Force out the Purify. And, yeah, just Marco standing his ground. Anyways, as I was saying, the crowd, it's a full-packed Green Sun Hotel, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not here, let me tell you, you're missing out. So get your playoffs tickets now. The crowd is quiet.
I need to say, unfortunately, the Grand Finals tickets.
Hey, don't...
are sold out.
There's a chance, all right? It's not a 0% chance that they maybe open up a few seats, but I'm telling you now, man, it's sacred. This hall feels sacred, man.
Yeah.
People are just, with bated breath, just watching. Some of them, their jaws are agape. You know what I mean? Just,
They really want to absorb whatever's happening right now. Like a fast-paced play coming in from Brusco. And Few with a save coming in with the Nether Rub. Super Prince answers right back with a Frigid Glacier as Kyle Teasy with the 4 blades onto Kirk. But Kirk, as tanky as ever, as King Kong picks up a kill onto Ogwin, onto the top lane. But they're not even done after a few. Another knock-up. Frosty Breeze and Brusco was the one who got the kill.
Man, Fnatic Onic, they just don't let anything through. False engage like that, you would have said, all right, let's move on. You know, Turtle's still standing. Maybe we could go get that. But Fnatic Onic just understand the map so well. They understand their playstyle so well and how their opponents will respond. If anything, the more amazing thing is the fact that Few just stayed there. Few tried to fight it off, but Fnatic Onic didn't budge. And now they got all those kills and the second turtle in the game.
Man, we've been highlighting Kelra, King Kong, the KK connection, even Kirk. But I have to admit, I'm leaning towards Brusco this time because he's literally the engine for Fnatic Onic. But in this case, it's going to be Super Friends to bring down Bulletproof.
When you have a lineup stacked like this and your gold laner is known as a gold standard, like that's to be expected, right? You can just leave him alone. Like, you can say, all right, I'm going to do this. Kelra, you know what to do. And that was a Claude that got hit with the first blood.
Yeah.
Like, he got, it was unjust what happened to him, right? And then he's just like, all right, you know, I'll control the lane again.
Falcons AP Bren really took advantage of the fact that they're going to leave Kelra behind. But just like that, even despite the first blood attempt onto Kelra, he's winning the gold lane matchup. Took down 1 turret already. Here comes a pull onto Kirk plus a stun onto Flapteasy. But Kirk, when they got the catch, is just really tanky, not afraid to just zone out and take in damage.
Fnatic Onic Philippines players are borderline mutants. They might as well go to Professor X and say, you know what, we want to enroll.
You know, at this point, aren't they gods?
They're superhuman.
They're superhuman. Gods, mutants, whatever you want to call them. One thing for sure is they have the longest streak.
All right, checking out the items. Again, there's about 200 between Kyle and the King Kong. Forcing out the Tempest of Blades there. Luckily, FCAP have 2 big frontliners away. No, Kyle! Oh, no!
Just look at the damage coming in from Kirk. I'm pretty sure he has the Thunder Belt plus the Concussive Blast. And here comes the Frigid Glacier once again from Super Friends. No beefy, no tanky heroes for Falcons AP Bren. Fnatic doesn't care.
A little Tagalog slip out?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. I was just saying, I agree with you, Jose. I agree with you. The fact that I understand why you got a little perplexed there is because how did a Grok just die like that?
Yeah,
he was next to a wall.
Exactly.
There was a Faramis. I guess, you know, Few just deemed it necessary to just, all right, Ogwin's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. He didn't even flicker.
That's
so
your job.
That supports our thesis of maybe they let it go in hopes of getting the turtle.
Against Cyric, King Kong.
All of it.
Secures the 3rd and final turtle for
All of it.
Fnatic Onic. And this is where the comparison comes in once again. Neutral objectives leaning towards Fnatic Onic. Just look at the aggression. Again, I do like to commend how Brusco has been playing. One of the roamers that you know for a fact is not afraid to go for those setups, go for those pickoffs, no matter how down or how up they are right now, as Kirk trying to zone out Falcons AP Bren. They're not going to attempt on the purple buff of Kyle Teasy. So far, Falcons AP Bren can still, you know, a contest for the Lord later on, assuming Kyle Teasy gets his purple buff.
That's right. You're still looking at Kyle on the Ling, and you're also looking at Super Marco, a Harith. We're still at about the mid-game, so you're still looking for a mid-game power spike. And if you watch the first series tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you'll know that a Ling-centric lineup is very capable of just suddenly bursting down their opponents. But at 4K down, the map not exactly being on your side, and wait. And Kirk being such a nuisance.
Look at the damage.
Here we go!
Flapteasy. Glorious Pathway will be casted, but all the way from the back line is the AOG. Super Friends commits his Frigid Glacier in a killing spree onto Flapteasy. They're not even done because they're going all in. King Kong with the cables on the Q. Gonna pick up a double kill. And now kick coming in from Brusco. Catches Kyle Teasy. That was a Ling that Brusco saved his way of the dragon to make sure to shut down the one above all.
Brusco more like Bruce Lee. He was like water, my friend. He used his flicker. Again, it's not as easy to say he waited. He more than just waited. He studied his prey. He surveilled the circumstances and the surroundings. And
now he's pushing.
He's going to get away with this. He's clearly going to get away with this. Brusco, oh my God.
Those 2 hits onto that tower ensured
Was enough.
that Fnatic, that Brusco specifically, was able to push a turret to down bottom. Brusco is doing everything for Fnatic.
BJ Paro, I told you, he's a mutant. He's a mutant. He's an MLBB anomaly.
Look at Kelra!
What?
That's a Grok! Man, the damage output of Fnatic Onic just now. 9 minutes in, there's a 7.4k gold lead. Looking at the items.
It's a trinity. It's barely a trinity.
Again, you know, the adjustments of the Claude, not reliant to the mana anymore, not gonna result to the a common emblem. Has enough damage early on just with 2 items, but with 3 items. Again, that was an Ogwen with a tank emblem, beside a wall.
It was a Grok.
It was a Grok.
Bro is gonna make me burnt without the ult.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And clearly, Fnatic Onic in control, approaching the 8k goal mark up on FCAP. Now I'm wondering, what's FCAP to do? Because obviously the whole single turn isn't working.
Okay,
Ooh,
look
look
at
at Brusco. Oh.
Man, you don't have to wait for the wave of the dragon. Just the knock-up alone from the Jit Kondu might do its job here. He's seeing 4 members. Okay, Fnatic Onic controlling their waves beautifully here. They still have a Lord up top. As Falcons AP Bren tries to work on the level 1 Lord. The question is, will Fnatic go in for the additional kills?
Yeah, they won't force it. Fnatic Onic are still respecting FCAP's output. And there's a conceal. What are they looking for?
Okay, here's the counter attack, and they're gonna find Super Prince. He does have the passive. No, he doesn't, as he falls down in the hands of one above all. Kirk soaking up all the damage, but he's not gonna be able to out-sustain the counter attack of the Bees. And this might be their opening, but King Kong knows this. That's why he takes away the purple buff of Kyle Teasy. It still goes in!
You know what else King Kong knows? Is that his burst is on point. Now, just a moment ago, we looked at what Keller was rocking. What is King Kong rocking?
Does he have the Sky Piercer?
He has a BOD, that's for sure.
That's what I want to know, because if he has a Sky Piercer with a 600, I just don't know what more can you ask from this guy. King Kong has been phenomenal all season long.
Ooh. All right. I'm not a Fanny expert, far from it, but did you see that ankle break in turn?
Yeah.
The velocity and the trajectory, that might have been what caused that much damage.
Literally, the Fanny of King Kong has its own diversion.
He was like a swimmer, like an Olympic swimmer. He kicked off of the wall and right into Ogwen's face. Ogwen's back now, but still, you gotta be really wild charge.
Oh, wild charge out of nowhere from FlapDC as well with the glorious pathway. Here comes Super Marco with his Zapper Force, but answers right back with the AOG. Gonna catch 3. NetherRealm has to be popped in from Falcons AP Bren. The frigid glacier of Super Friends will catch 4 and bring down Marco.
And they're inside the base as that mid lane inhibitor falls. Fnatic Onic walking away with everything that they want, plus something for the road, the orange buff taken away by Kelra.
What I like about Fnatic Onic is I believe we've highlighted 4 players. The moment that it looks like we haven't said Super Fritz's name, he did an amazing job with the Frigid Glacier. 4! Catching 4 members with the Frigid Glacier.
Fellas, don't forget about me. Prince Ramirez, by the way. Look at that. Jose, and he does not have a Sky Piercer.
It's all physical penetration with this King Kong and even Kelra.
So it was the mechanics. It was the whole fact that he pivoted on the wall.
This might be crucial though, because Kirk, he has the taunt. And Brusco as well, ready to charge that wave, the Dragon and Jeet Kondu. This is an unusual sight to see, Kelra being the one zoning the members of Falcons AP Bren.
His basics are enough.
As his frontliners are waiting in the bushes.
He's a right-click assassin. All right, let me tell you this now. It makes sense as to why Ogwen folded that quickly.
Yeah.
Look at his kit.
Ogwen.
This is his poverty era, man. He was rocking an Athena shield, understandably, against Kirk and Prince, and then a Dominus Ice that he just barely built like a moment ago.
That's why he can't do as much as zone or be the frontliner for Falcons AP Bren, because at this point, Fnatic Onic's not afraid to cast their ultimates, even to Ogwen alone, just to bring him down. And now Fnatic Onic really controlling the Lord Pit here. Here comes again King Kong, Flapteezy trying to zone, but Kirk and Super Friends making quick work onto Flapteezy as they still hold the Lord here. Let's see if they're able to contest as the Glorious Pathway will be casted as well. It's going to be a Retribution battle, but King Kong gets it! And again, the Frigid Glacier combination will connect along with the Blazing Duet, but Kyle TZ manages to find a trade onto Kelra. Might be worth it for Falcons AP Bren.
1 for 1. Kyle for Kelra. But at the end of the day, Fnatic Onic still taking the Lord. It's an enhanced Lord, spawning at about now. Ian, I gotta tell you, Kelra's playstyle here, despite, you know, playing like a right-click assassin, is this not a utility marksman? Is this not?
It feels like it.
Right, all he's doing is taking objectives, zoning out his opponents, and then look, he's no kills.
The initial burst though comes from Kelra, so King Kong just really does the pickup crew. So it looks like he is a utility. He's even zoning. So right now King Kong works on the top lane turret. Flapteezy has to use the Glorious Pathway to save that inhibitor turret. And I do like to commend what Ogwen did a while ago during the Lord Pit Clash. The Flicker Wild Charge combination made Fnatic Onic's formation a bit scattered. That's why Kyle TZ found an angle to go right after Kelra. And if they manage to pull things off like that and extend this game, they can create a comeback. But Fnatic Onic knows this. That's why they're really aggressive. Again, we haven't seen a beautiful kick, but again, King Kong onto Few. Luckily for Falcons AP Bren, that was Few with the passive. This means he's going to be alive once again. A 7-0-2 for King Kong with his Fanny.
That's going to be a career high for King Kong. FCAP here losing one more inhibitor. Just one left, that bottom lane inhibitor. Their only hope in maintaining some level of control, in keeping themselves alive. Look at this gold difference, man. At 10K, I just stop counting. At 10K, I just know I have to stay inside my base, hunker down, and get a free pickoff. Brusco holding this bush like a champ. Gets pushed out by Ogwen and Flap.
Yeah, fight.
Did he get a purple? No, he didn't.
Fight for the purple buff here. Fnatic Onic doing a good job. Important note though, the position of King Kong. Just waiting for the perfect opportunity because the AOG is going to connect. Frigid Glacier is there as well. They're going to try and burst out Flapteezy. Here comes Cyric King Kong forcing out the Nether Realm of Few. Now the Falcons, AP Bren, the Bees have to walk away. They can't lose any other member because the Fnatic push might just be the final blow to win game 1.
All right, Fnatic Onic here. I believe the correct call for them would be to wait for the Lord, but they're just applying enough pressure to FCAP just so that maybe this 10K gold is enough for them to deal enough damage to suddenly take 2 down and then end the game right here and there.
Okay.
But wait. All right. Fnatic Onic understand that FCAP are a world-class caliber team, so they're not just going to suddenly do that.
Yeah, plus 3 of their ultimates from Fnatic Onic are on cooldown during that time. It was merely a zone-out play for Fnatic to make sure to get an inhibitor right before they engage in the second Lord. 10.3k gold lead, 13-4 scoreboard. We've been saying that the tagline, our headline was Gods Among Men. Literally, Fnatic is the god among Falcons AP Bren's men.
That's a third Lord, by the way.
Third Lord? That's a third Lord?
The game has gone on long enough for Fnatic Onic to have gotten 2 prior. Yeah, it's a third Lord!
Well, props to Falcons AP Bren for being able to extend this at this point, despite the huge gold lead at 10k.
You know what I'm afraid of? As impressive as that is, it just seems like you're just punching to the sky hoping God feels your hits. You know what I mean? Because at 10k down, the map looking this blue, how do you contest? What's going on? Are they even thinking of contesting?
Hey, look at just Brusco zoning out Kyle TZ, making sure he's not going to be present during that turtle fight, Lord fight in the Lord Pit. But Falcons AP Bren making sure to try and move closest as much as possible to the Lord. Here comes the Glorious Pathway. King Kong with a cutthroat. But it's not going to bring down Kyle TZ. Here comes the Clash. Few, though, able to cast a Nether Realm still. Might be a counter-attack coming in from Falcons. AP Bren as Kelra tries to work on the Lord. Okay, Kyle TZ has to go for his purple buff. Here comes Kirk, plus the Frigid Glacier, going to connect onto Flapteezy. A lot of ultimates has been expended for both of these teams. No one has yet to die, but here comes Kelra with the Blazing Duet, connecting onto 2. Marco, Flapteezy falls down. King Kong onto the backline. Gonna bring down Phil. There's the Tempest of Blades plus the push from Fnatic. They're not going to worry about the clash because they want the base.
And in a flash, Fnatic Onic Philippines.